Yo, let's go and welcome to the video. I've been putting together a spreadsheet with all of the phase 1 best in slot gear choices that we will have available. Not a complete list, hard to find every single piece that's going to be an option for us without a website like 80 Upgrades or Wrath of the Lich King Wowhead database site to look at all the gear. This is just something I've been using for now to try to get a bit of a head start on what pieces I'm the most interested in. And I've color coded it, so like a green piece is going to be the piece I'm most interested in for that slot. So for belt, I have the Leash of Heedless Magic, where any of the yellow colored rows are like a secondary option, and then the red rows are going to be like an option, but not really like a second BiS, more like, fourth, third or fourth. And most of these red pieces have MP5, so really wouldn't recommend any of these red pieces unless you have a slot that you didn't get like a pre-BiS item for and nobody else rolls on it. And when I was putting this together, I found out another cloak that I think I'm more interested in than the Pennant Cloak, which I'm sure you've heard is going to be the best in slot for most casters, including some healers as well. So if we look at the Pennant Cloak, it has a blue socket, which I think is the reason why most people say that it's best in slot for everybody. And the two secondary stats that it has stats for are your crit and your haste. And right now I think I'm valuing crit a lot more than the haste. I don't think we need that much haste and should be able to get it pretty easily from all the rest of the gear. So I'm trying to find some pieces that have just like spell power and crit on them and maybe spirit. And this Pennant Cloak is from Sartharian 25. The cloak I've been looking at is the Cape of Unworthy Wizard from KT and Nax 25. So side by side here, almost the same amount of intellect, and it has 46, Cape has 42. There's a 10 spell power difference in favor of the Cape because it doesn't have that blue socket. That makes up for socket a little bit. And then the Cape has slightly more crit than the Pennant Cloak and no haste. The big thing here is that 49 spirit. If we do a little bit of the old napkin math, I've got these stats from both of them up here, and for the socket I'm giving it 16.4 spell power. If we want to have that socket bonus, then we need a blue gem to go in it. Or if we just straight red gem in there for the 19 spell power, then we could look at that. But I'm going to assume that we're going to put in a Purified Twilight Opal, 9 spell power, 8 spirit into that socket. So that 8 spirit would give us about 2.4 spell power, with the spell power from the socket bonus and the spell power from the gem gives us 16.4 spell power for the socket. Then we have our crit, haste, and spell power. Same thing for the cape. We have our int, spirit, crit, and spell power. And then I took the intellect, found out how much spell power we're going to get from that for both capes. 5.5 for the pennant, 5 for cape. Pennant is giving us that spell power from the socket and the gem, but the cape gives us almost 15, gonna round up in the game, spell power from our spirit, and then the base spell power for both. So the cape comes out on top by about 8 spell power, and then it has a little bit more crit. Now if you really want to like get into the numbers here, the crit for the Pennant Cloak will have slightly more from the 4 extra intellect. So even if we changed it from 16.4 and didn't get the 5 spell power bonus and went for the 19 spell power from the gem, still would leave us slightly lower on spell power with the Pennant Cloak. But after comparing these two cloaks like this, that 49 spirit's gonna get another bonus from like kings and stuff, like once we have our raid buffs. So personally I'm going for the Cape of Unworthy Wizard, and I'll let all the other casters fight for the Pennant Cloak. I think there's gonna be healers going after both, so shouldn't be an issue I don't think with, oh well, the cape's going to healers first because it has spirit on us. Hopefully raids aren't trying to make that argument and Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, that's it for this one. Quick video just about the best in slot cape. If you agree with this cape choice, let me know. If you disagree and you're going for the Pennant Cloak, let me know why you're going to choose the Pennant Cloak. And hopefully next time I make a video, we'll have one of those websites available to make like an entire set and see how this cape fits into that set. But until then, peace.
Rip, I'm an idiot.